Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up just like the sunrise. We gonna light it up. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up just like the sunrise. We gonna light it up.
Hello, everyone. Happy surprise
Hello.
earliness.
Very early.
It's Wednesday, and we're ahead of schedule because tech gremlins and gravity and all sorts of things. I'm throwing everything to literally gravity's helping me throw things. My coffee is cooking. I still have old coffee from last night. It just we're just winging it, folks. What could
Just
possibly go
got
wrong?
back.
Mhm. So yeah. All right. Thank you all so much for joining us. Before we get into incel dark psychology, we seem to have extra time today. So how are you? Did you catch the auroras last night?
No, I did not. I could not see them here because where I live, town is directly north of me. So there's you can't see jack north of here. It just doesn't work that way. I could have gone out to a family member's farm, but yeah, I just didn't do it. I should have, but I didn't. I did see pictures though.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's quite a lot. So as always, when there's cool celestial events, it's overcast as hell here. And I realized that the lights were strong enough, they were visible right through the clouds in some places. But these are lake effect snow clouds. So they're
Yeah.
thick like my legs.
Yeah, like my son's girlfriend lives in Arkansas, and she got some really cool pictures. And
Mm.
like I'm in North Texas, so every every time they've always said, "Hey, you can see the aurora," and I've even seen pictures from auroras from other people come in my general area. I go outside, I still can't see it. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm just like my eyes are screwed up that I can't see them, or
Well, light pollution will fuck you up. And a lot of times when they're visible, it's visible by camera, as in a long exposure. Apparently today they were naked eye visible, or last night rather, as far south as Alabama, because our
yeah,
friends Godless Engineering KC posted photos.
that's
Like,
crazy.
holy shit. I wish I could have seen them, but I feel like it's not so much a rare opportunity these days because, like, for the past year and a half, they've been happening weekly, it seems. And that's
Yeah.
very unusual. Very. I mean, unprecedented levels of unusual
Mhm.
for
Yeah,
some reason.
my son actually asked me, he's like, "Well, what do you think about it?" I'm like, "What do you mean, what do I think about it?" Like, I mean, it's cool and they don't happen down south this like he was asking it like he asked me about one of my like about a current event, what I think about it. And I'm like, "What do you mean, what do I think about it?" And it was like 2 a.m. when he asked me to. So it was just like it was a fun conversation that we were having because we were just kind of like both talking past each other. It was weird.
I mean, I guess if it keeps things interesting. But yeah, a lot of our astrophotography friends have posted pictures online, and I'm sure even if you don't know an astrophotography person personally, any photo site, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, whatever it is you prefer,
Ow!
just a little bit of scrolling and you'll start seeing a bunch of aurora photos. They were everywhere yesterday, last night, etc. Whatever. So some of the talk over on the damn show this morning got me thinking about how, like, my channel started refuting apologists, and I did something a little bit different from most of the other people on YouTube at the time, which was rather than just react to the apologist, I would also I'd identify the argument they're using, like the argument from design or the cosmological argument or whatever, and then refute that argument on a more generalized basis. So it's not just how this specific apologist is wrong, it's how every instance of this entire argument is wrong. And it, whether it was effective or not, is hit or miss. But because I covered all of them so long ago, we're just not in the zeitgeist for a channel that refutes apologetics anymore. And so that has me thinking maybe I should do that, even though we already did it. Because, like we often say, every video is somebody's first video, and somebody who
Yeah.
off the channel within the past
I
year,
mean, yeah. I mean, yeah,
how
like I
would they
mean,
know?
yeah. I mean, I've watched anti-apologetics channels for pretty much as long as YouTube's been around. But and it's one of those things that it's like I cannot remember who exactly said it, but somebody said that it's like whack-a-mole. Because once you knock down one, someone else comes up with some other argument that's slightly different, and it's like you have to keep knocking them down.
Well,
But it's like
it's a
what?
little more nuanced. They have
Yeah,
the same 5 arguments that they've had for 1,400 years. It's
yeah.
only 5 of them, and they're just recycled. Maybe they'll put a little twist on it or a little
Mm-hmm.
spin, but it's the same argument, and it has the same flaws, right?
Yeah.
The issue is when you knock down one apologist, first of all, you can knock down William Lane Craig all day long, every day for months, and it's not going to make a dent in his proclivity for spreading bullshit because he's much bigger, much more famous, and much richer,
Yeah.
right? So no one cares whether he's wrong. He's rich and famous, so he gets platforms, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, it's one of those more like, well, when I'm also with like whack a mole, it's also true that it's just like every for every person that you manage to at least get them to think about their argument, there's somebody else who is not thinking about it, who just falls into the trap, just like everybody else does.
And
It's just like,
that's the main thing, and I think that's the mistake a lot of us who do counter apologetics and counter conspiracy theory stuff make is we might knock down the person, but then another apologist pops right back up with the same stupid argument because they never look at anything outside their fucking echo chamber.
But
or maybe we knock down the argument, but then somebody else comes along who didn't watch that video, and it's the same circular bullshit. I think maybe we have to go even deeper, and instead of generalizing to the argument, generalize to the level of critical thinking itself and be like, you need to actually think about the shit you're saying. You know, what do you believe? What does it entail? Really look at it. It's so frustrating, but it would help society even more, because while knocking down Christianity might, we believe, make society generally better, you're not going to make evil people good by removing their shield, right? They'll just be openly, I look at Washington right now, right? People are being openly evil without even bothering to hide behind a pretense of God said so. It just, we could do more for society, I very much believe, by focusing on priorities and values rather than specific ideologies. But sometimes you need the ideologies to reach the people.
And it's also one of those things of like, it's, you know, it's a constant fight against it, but at the same time, if you don't fight against it, who else is going to? Like, somebody needs to, and you can actually reach people. And so,
well, okay, there's two things. The first is, one of the things that's so important to me that I made it one of the, it's in the quotes on the cover image of my page here, is you can't just fight against what you hate. You have to also fight for what you love. So we need to just not be knocking down bad arguments and bad worldviews that do harm. We have to also be holding up and showing a better way. We have to give some people a direction to go towards the light. This is better. Life can be better if you do better, right? But you can't focus on that, because people are only attracted to what makes them angry by and large. Like, yes, there are some people who seek out cat videos on the internet, but the majority of viewers on every channel are looking for shit to be furious about, you know? It's what drives engagement. And so we have to not neglect that, because you can be right all day long, but if no one watches, it doesn't move the needle at all. And so you have to fight for what you love, not just against what you hate, but you also have to remember to engage the things that drive engagement. So we can't ignore the apologists and the bad arguments and the horrible worldviews and the politics and the critical thinking and the conspiracy theories. It's all distractions at a certain level, but we can't ignore it. And so that's, I think that's a thing that I need to try to focus on more, because I try to put a lot of effort into these shows to creating topics that are interesting or perhaps educational or whatever, but it's not working very well in the algorithm. And I don't want to be like a Vosh Pit style angry rage debate for political reasons and nothing else kind of thing. But by the same token, we need to draw more people in, the people who are already coming here, you know? It just, it's a struggle. We'll work on it, but I'm considering future topics being a little bit more engagement-y, like who is the worst apologist, or showing, like, refuting all the apologetics arguments, all of them in one show, because it is that simple, because there's 5 of them and they're all the same flavor of stupid. all apologetics boil down to 5 arguments. It's wild. I see Mark Reed lurking in the chat. I wonder if Mark has noticed we've left in there for him. I didn't get a chance to pop it out yesterday, but
I love that.
Mark, as most of you know, does the debate reviews with me on the weekends, and every other week we're here on this channel, and the other week we're over at Mark's place. And so effectively, Mark and I have been co-hosting this show for like over 2 years at this point. That's a lot of co-hosting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, yeah. No, I love that. That's cute. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
still trying to wake up a little bit.
Alas, that Restream doesn't show the actual emoji. No, it was not voted on. Actually, I'm not even going to get started on membership rates and stuff. It's depressing as hell. I didn't even have time to put makeup on this morning, folks. I am not feeling it. No, I took one of the emojis that literally never gets used and I just replaced it. It was the tapir, incidentally, which was a fantastic joke 2 years ago, but literally no one has used it in like 18 months. So, you know.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, Miranda's here, waking up early. Hello, hello.
Yes,
I know. Why is it so early?
I know. I'm usually not quite dysfunctional, and then on top of the fact, like I haven't been to bed yet, so I'm been running for over 24 hours at this point.
What could possibly go wrong? All right, we've got a few other things. Mark says, "Damn it, I used the tape here." Well, now you've become the tape here. Oh, I don't know. If there's popular demand, then maybe we'll do a vote to switch out one of the other underutilized emojis and bring the tapir back. Or better yet, if we get enough members to unlock another emoji slot, we'll have the members vote on the new emoji. You have the power to bring the tapir back if that's a thing you want to do. So for anybody who wasn't around 2 years ago, the tapir thing started when Jimmy Snow and I were both on Aaron Ra's reading Joseph's Myth, the Blasphemers' Bible for the Book of Mormon show. And part of the Mormon theology is that when the Book of Mormon says they rode horses into battle, it means they rode tapir, because there aren't horses native to Native America anymore, North America anymore. Fuck Native America, that too. And so there's pictures of Native American chiefs riding on tapir and shit, which are like, it's an older version of it's not Photoshop because there weren't computers at the time, but it's did that sort of similar photo manipulation stuff. Ansel Adams did everything Photoshop can do way back in the day without computers, but never mind that. So yeah, they just tapir, whatever, and tapir are cute as hell, absolutely. But I think it was Jimmy who pointed out that tapir also have prehensile penises. Not only is their penis larger than their fucking body, but it can grab. They have they have grabby schlongs, and that just turned into all the jokes for months and months and months.
That's a little terrifying.
It is, yes. But they're so cute. How can you be mad at them? Like they had the little. In fact, I actually have the tapir emoji on my thing I put it on there because on Monday, look how cute this little guy is. He's just a little guy.
He is cute, but now knowing that, it's oddly terrifying too.
Yeah. All his body parts move in weird ways. But on Job and Jugs on Monday, we covered the Secrets of the Mormons. And I had the tapir ready in case the joke came back up. Unfortunately, it did not. We didn't make it. Nothing in the Secrets of the Mormons even mentioned the tapir. So I had a joke ready to go and no dice. But you never know. It's a surprise that way. Oh, goodness. But yeah, there's a lot afoot. As speaking of shows, we are scheduled out till the end of the month, with the exception of American Turkey Day. Because I have a thing at the same time the show would be, so I can't do a normal show that day. I may do something else at a different time, but normal show time, I am busy doing actual turkey things, alas. But other than that, it's the end of the month. I know I have chronic overachiever syndrome because it's only the 12th, but I was starting to have anxiety over, I haven't scheduled through the end of the month yet. And subject to change. If something pressing comes up, I'm trying to be better about when a topic actually is a hot topic, like we need to talk about it right now, move something else and put that then, rather than wait 6 weeks to talk about it,
Yeah.
It's an oof. But also, speaking of members, member stream is tonight. I do at least one monthly member stream. The content varies. Sometimes we cover videos that we didn't get to finish on here that I thought might be interesting. Sometimes members come on stage and chat and talk, and sometimes we do something else entirely. One stream, we played Starfield. A supporter sent me money specifically to get Starfield because I love space, and we're like, hey, let's play Starfield. So we played Starfield. So you never know. I don't have a specific plan for tonight. We'll see what happens. But if you want in on that, that's open to members at Spark and Cinder level. Match level, of course, is if you just want the emojis. It's only 99 cents, and you get all the cool emojis.
The member streams are fun.
Yeah.
They're very fun.
But Sparks and Cinders get the emojis, as well as the member streams, member exclusive content, early access to new pre-recorded videos, a bunch of stuff. It's kind of ridiculous, but I try to give some value because I appreciate it, and because I need this channel to produce money to survive with, So I love the supporters. I appreciate your support, but also send me money, please. Thank you. Possibly a bonus show tonight as well. I have to do a phone call for a businessy thing. Unfortunately, it's not a businessy thing. It's complicated. I'll get into it more after it actually solidifies, rather than just work myself up over a thing that may not even happen. But depending on timing and everything, we may do another bonus show besides the member stream, because there's a thing I really want to talk about. I wanted to do it Monday, didn't have time, wanted to do it yesterday, didn't have the ability and the thing and the stuff and the time. So I'm going to try to get it in today, because Bree and I are going to try to resurrect direct trans advocacy on Thursday. I'll keep you posted when there's information available. But the point is, if I'm going to get this bonus show in, it has to be tonight. So I'm going to try, but no promises. Meanwhile, speaking of trying, Lilibel Trades sends us $5. Thank you, Lil. And says, take my damn money. I need that fry meme, but thank you, Lil. I much appreciate.
Hey, I got free coffee this morning. So
you had what this morning?
I got my coffee for free.
Ooh, free is my favorite flavor.
Yeah, well, it's because I've got their rewards program, and I kept forgetting to redeem my points. And once I finally looked, I had enough to get a quote-unquote unlimited drink, which I don't know if there is a limit to it, but I wasn't going to try it out this time, so... But
a couple Christmases ago, Petro stores, which is also part of the TA brand of truck stops, they had a thing where you could buy a coffee cup. It was a little smaller than this coffee cup, so it was slightly small, but infinite refills, right? As long as you refilled that cup, your refill was free until like New Year's. And I saved hundreds of dollars with that cup, because I would just refill it and then pour it into my bigger coffee cup and then refill it again.
Yep, says hello.
As one does. But I also enjoy when you go into a truck stop and all you have is the coffee and you're in line, and then you get to the front and they're like, have a nice day, ma'am. I'm like,
yeah.
Being pretty has its perks. And I'm a lot prettier with my makeup on. Oh, I feel so gross today, but we're here. We're surviving.
Yeah,
thus far.
This is the same thing that was like the other day that I just happened to swap back over to because I was checking out something else and I swapped over to the damn show and saw that it was changing over. I'm like, oh crap! Thank you, Rainbow. Yeah, it's Rainbow.
Mermaids are popular these days, as I understand it.
Well, at least for me there. But I never I never grew out of my Little Mermaid phase. So
I understand there's a trend on TikTok where people have been using AI video generation, and I realize the AI videos are absolute shit. But apparently 80% of people cannot tell they're fake. And so there's AI videos of mermaids like phasing through walls and shit, and people are like, holy crap, mermaids are real.
no,
I don't know.
but
I'm sure some of them are joking, but I'm sure some of them are not.
yeah, I mean, I've seen some really cool I've seen some really cool like actual mermaid tails that are like the silicone ones that people go and do like photo shoots in like the ocean and stuff that are really cool looking though. Those things are so expensive though. They're like usually yeah, like a couple $1,000s.
I know a couple of people with really, really good mermaid tails, but they made them themselves.
Oh. Yeah, I might be crafty. I'm not sure I have that kind of patience. Plus, I don't have anywhere to swim. So,
Oh, you don't need to swim. A friend of mine was in the Pride Parade with me back in June. Yeah, we both ran. Oh, it's a whole story. And TLDR, she showed up in her mermaid thing, and she just rode. She had like a cart with like an inflatable clamshell thing, and she just sat
nice.
in it and got towed through the parade.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it made sense.
That works.
Kelly King has become a member at the Spark level. Enjoy all the fun goodies, the member stream, custom emojis, all that stuff. Yay. And Kelly has her own emoji, so she can emoji with her own emoji.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that she couldn't emoji with her own emoji before that.
Well, she could. I don't know if it like Kelly has multiple accounts, and she's a Cinder on her Kelly King account, I think, because she's in the credits.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just work here. I mean, I can do my own emoji too. Aha! What now? Because it's my channel.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. All right. One other. Oh, two other notes. I did a virtual meeting with a psychologist person, therapist person. He needs more data because my situation is rather complicated and things are atypical, but he did give me like a preliminary, this is what it looks like. So until we have enough information to make a proper determination, here are some things you should do. And they're most of the things Deviant told me to do. Stop looking at the scale obsessively and eat real meals, all three of them. So we're doing that for now. But yeah, progress on that. Good night, Mark, or good day, as they say.
Oh yeah.
We'll see you soon. And November, as it turns out, in addition to being in intersex, is it intersex Pride Month or intersex Awareness Month?
I think it's awareness. I think
it's probably awareness. It's also, among many other things, because Trans Day of Remembrance is coming up on the 20th. But it's also sci-fi month. Yes, I found that out this morning. And as it turns out, one of my favorite sci-fi authors, Claire North, has a new book that is out in book form and will be out in audiobook form on December 2nd, called Slow Gods. And the description is very brief. It's something about humans spreading across the galaxy, which makes it a space travel story. And I'm excited because if you don't know Claire North, if you're not big into the book world, amazing writer. She wrote a book called The Sudden Appearance of Hope, which is about a girl named Hope who has this like condition that makes her so people don't see her. Like they'll see her, like they won't run into her, but they like can't remember her. And she goes through this whole story about how to be seen in her own life, and it's so fucking relatable, believe me. But yeah, The Sudden Appearance of Hope turns out to be a pun, and I love it. But my favorite by Claire North is the first 15 lives of Harry August. And in this story, reincarnation is a thing, but only for certain people. But you don't live a different life. You live the same life over and over and over and over and over. And you have no idea what's happening. Like it's the beginning of the book is like the first few lives where you're like, he lives a perfectly normal life and then he dies and then restart. And he goes through his whole second life with like constant deja vu. Some things are different because he made different choices, but some things are the same and it's weird. And he's like, but whatever. And then his third life starts and he's like, oh, fuck no. We're trapped in hell. We're not doing this. And so he commits suicide, and then his fourth life starts and so on. But somewhere around about his seventh life-ish, another person like him finds him and comes to him on his deathbed as a very small child and says, Harry August, I need you to carry a message with you back through time as it has been handed to me in my old age. So now I'm a child being able to pass it backwards to you, because this is how they pass information backwards through time. Is one person who has it dies and then jumps back and passes it to someone who's old and dying then and passes it back. The world is ending, as of course it always must. But the people in the future generations are becoming concerned because now the world is ending faster and we can't stop it. And that's the rest of the book is solving that. And oh, it's so good.
I am so going to have to check that out. What's it called?
The First 15 Lives of Harry August by Claire North. So yeah, book sci-fi, so much better than movie sci-fi. Don't get me wrong, movies are cool, no shade, but so much better. Another one of my favorites, I mentioned Claire North because she's got the new book out. But John Scalzi is super fun. He does the Old Man's War stories, but he also has a bunch of satirical sci-fi novels and fantastic stuff. But also my absolute favorites is A Gift of Time that I've talked about before.
Yeah.
And that's another one where a person winds up living the same life, but differently. It's pretty neat. Right-Handed Sith says, so kind of like Groundhog's Day. Kind of, but not really, because this dude lives into his 80s. So, well, usually lives into his 80s. There are exceptions. So it's more than just living the same day over and over. It's an oof. It's an oof. I'm not sure what Kip is referring to. Oh, because incels are misogyny. Yes, we're supposed to be talking about incel psychology today. I got a little sidetracked on our opening notes, but it's okay because we started early.
Just a little bit, and we're still technically kind of early.
Yeah, tangents. Tangents. And of course, if you yourself want to be a tangent, want to wear the tangents, we can help you out with that. We have a thing, a tangents tee. It's also available in hoodie, but the tee is as low a price as they would let me get away with. So I don't actually make any money on that. I just want it to be available for people who want it. And it says I'm just here for the tangents. In case you're curious. So yeah, that's a thing. We also have a bunch of other random stuff, although some of it I just let be marked up a little bit more because once again, I need money to afford food. So please send me money. But also send me money because it's just the right thing to do. Now Lil has the Yahweh Away nil scented soy candle. And this one's actually branded with the channel. The text underneath says, "An aroma unpleasing to the Lord." You too can drive away all the dark gods who are obsessed with the scent of blood and flesh and so forth by removing all scent from your space with a nil scented soy candle. Yes. Radiated Sith says tangents. What about tan ladies? Well, I'm not averse to tan ladies, but being one myself would require going outside, and that's where the people are. So
yeah, and that's where I try to avoid. So
I mean, okay, actually, it's I'm still going through laser, right? Like I realize that I pretty much don't need to anymore, but I have another appointment on Saturday, and I am under physician's instructions to stay the fuck out of the sun, because if my skin gets dark, the laser doesn't work. So, you know. That's another good reason I have hats with a big old brim. Generate your own shade. Carry the shade with you. And speaking of shade, at long last, behold, we'll finally get to the thing. I should put a timestamp on the video that we actually get to the thing at 36 minutes. Because like it's so hard to get viewers these days, and I appreciate y'all being here for just the hangout part at the beginning of the show and so forth.
Oh yeah.
Say lovey. But yeah, so this is the incels have taken to Schopenhauer as like the paragon of psychology, and this is another one of those fun AI videos. You know how much I love those. And this is called "How Does the Female Brain Work?" I'm sure it will be totally scientifically accurate.
Oh, totally.
Let's find out.
You know what happens when you try to solve a Rubik's Cube blindfolded? You're turning and twisting, convinced you're making progress. But when you finally take off the blindfold, it's more scrambled than when you started. That's exactly what happens.
That's more... That was more cubes than the Rubik's Cube. Actually, it doesn't matter.
When men try to understand female psychology using male...
men try to understand female psychology. We're off to a great start, folks. Also, I love that there's 2 Android phones and a ruined city and lightning crashing, but it's trying to understand women. That's the problem here.
Yeah.
You're using the wrong operating system, trying to run iOS software on an Android phone. Today I'm going to show...
Oh, okay. I see why he used the phone analogy. Fucking hell. Kip says, I think YouTube is censoring my chats, decrying Doug Wilson for being an awful person. YouTube has been very censory lately. I don't know if it's hung up on Doug Wilson specifically, but there's certain words that it just will not let me say, even on channels where I'm like the head mod.
Yeah.
It just won't.
I ran into that. Actually, it was on Kip's channel, I think last week, that it just would not let me chat something. I'm like, what the crap, dude?
Can we be... I don't know if I want to block the... I'm not sure where I want us to be, because I like Restream because it's inexpensive and it's relatively easy to use. Everything's plug and play, but your ability to customize is very limited. So we can only be in a couple of spots. And what if I do... No, that brings us back over there. Whatever.
Show you the actual code that runs in women's minds. Not the version they tell you about. Not the romanticized fairy tale, but the raw, unfiltered algorithm that drives every decision.
And he's cracked the algorithm for women's brains. The real algorithm, not the fairy tale one they tell you about.
Every test, every manipulation. And here's the warning. Once you...
What the fuck is up with these daydream images, right?
No kidding.
Because like here, I'm like, what the fuck is going on in this picture in the back here? And then here's another one of an empty room. Okay, whatever. But then we go on, and the one thing in this entire shot that has any color is a tree in the forest with a shut window and a lantern hanging in front of it. What is the AI hallucinating when it comes up with this?
Warning. Once you see this,
I don't know, but holy crap, people, it baffles me that people trust AI with this kind of crap going on.
I don't know. I don't understand.
you can't unsee it. Once you understand how the female brain actually processes reality, every interaction you've ever had will suddenly make horrifying sense.
Horrifying sense, even.
Let me start with the most devastating truth. Women don't think like you. Not because they're from Venus or
Women don't
Oh
think
my God.
like you.
Really?
We're just assuming who's watching this. But of course they are, because it's programming for incels.
Mm-hmm.
Only incels would ever watch this.
Yeah.
Lucky
exactly.
for them, no women would ever review this and laugh at it.
Ever.
whatever nonsense. But because their entire psychological operating system was designed for a completely different purpose than yours.
Designed, I take some issue with. But also, you can't prove we're not from Venus.
While men evolved to solve problems, hunt, build, protect, women evolved to extract resources, ensure survival through...
Holy shit!
What the crap?
Women are parasites, folks.
Oh my God.
Men do all these good and wonderful things, but women just suck the life out of you.
Holy crap, dude. Wow.
Oh, amazing. I wonder how he's going to back up this marvelous discovery. Like, how is he going to demonstrate this? I bet you nickel he's not gonna.
Manipulation and control without physical strength. This isn't sexism. This is evolutionary psychology.
It's not sexist to call women parasites. It's just evolutionary psychology.
And pretending it's not true is why you keep losing the game you don't even know you're playing. I've seen...
Oh, they think
No,
they're
maybe
playing
being
a game.
an asshole
They
is
think
why
they-
you
they-
keep
yeah.
losing.
Fucking hell. Right-handed Sith points out women hunt just as much as men do, especially in the distant past. Like today, shit is
Oh, yeah.
weird, but in ancient times, the only reason a woman would not be hunting, if that's her role in the clan or group or whatever, is if she is actually like with child or nursing a newborn or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
unless she is physically indisposed, she's
Yeah.
just as likely to be on hunting duty that day, you know?
Yeah.
it countless times in my work. A man comes to me confused, broken, says, I gave her everything she wanted. Why did she leave? Brother, that's exactly why she left. Because...
Yes, because
Oh
we
my-
always, when we get everything we ever wanted, we just have to throw it away. We just have
Oh,
to.
yeah.
It's a compulsion. It's a mental illness, right?
Yes,
we cannot
we
be
are-
happy.
Yes, we are physically incapable of being happy.
If you try to make us happy, it just drives us away. That makes complete sense, right?
Oh, yes.
This smells a lot like the nice guys finish last bullshit that they do. Because it's like, oh, well, why bother being nice to women? The nicer you are, that just makes you a cuck. You're just gonna get cheated on. Maybe you're not actually nice, asshole.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I do not understand how some guys can actually think that that's even remotely attractive. Like, I just do not. Like, ugh. God, these guys drive me crazy.
Okay, Kip says, what I was actually saying is that this is no quarter November. Fucking what? The month in which Doug Wilson smokes cigars, burns things, and puffs his chest out extra hard about being terrible. And yes, no quarter means that instead of taking prisoners, you just eliminate the combatants. Awesome. We're just gonna murder everybody. Or at least pretend to, so we can seem big and bad and get more money from the followers. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The moment you gave her everything, you became worthless. A conquered territory, a solved puzzle. The game was over, and women don't stay.
Yes, women think of men as conquered territory. The projection. Holy shit.
I'm pretty certain that these animations would give Tim Burton nightmares. Like, holy crap, dude.
I noticed some similarities to like Jack Skellington earlier.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, wait, what?
Mm-hmm. I suspect the AI was fed a lot of that sort of material in order to generate the spooky black and white vibes or whatever. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. It's wild, whatever. Okay, so pro tip, pro gamers out there. If you want to make a woman want to stay with you, don't just focus on happiness, though that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Women, first of all, every woman is different. Get to know the specific woman and like be with her rather than this generalized idea of a woman. But in general terms, we like to feel safe. We like to feel not just allowed to be there, but wanted to be there, to be welcome rather than just tolerated. If you can exist in such a way that you give off the same vibe as feeling home,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to have much better luck. You're going to be much more successful. But the thing is, you can't do that by being fake or putting on masks or trying to play manipulative games. You have to actually be a better person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Grind Mode says treat women like people. It's too big an ask for some men.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that I cannot possibly comprehend how someone can look at like this entire half of the population and say like they're just not wanting to be with me because they're, stupid bitches or whatever. It's like, no, dude, like you just might be an asshole. That's why nobody likes you.
I know, be agree.
Like that's
self-improvement. Fuck that. It's all about manipulation shit.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell?
People are
I don't
crazy,
know.
dude.
Miranda says they really think we're a different species. I'm starting to think we might be. Like there's women and normal men, but it seems like the incels and the groypers and that whole thing, that whole manosphere, the alphas,
Mm-hmm.
they are parasites. They're they're Andrew Tate. They're sex pests.
The whole
That's all they do is use people and extract from the system.
It is a straight up cesspit over there. Like it's just it's absurd. It's ridiculous. Ugh. Yeah, Manosphere drives me crazy. Ugh. Like I have to watch clips from that a couple times a week, and I swear I should get hazard pay for watching those clips.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the whole point of videos like this one, is to tell the people who are acting like that, oh no, there's nothing wrong with you. It's the women who are evil.
Yeah.
The game has ended. They need constant challenge, constant stimulation, constant proof that you're worth the biological investment. The moment you stop being a challenge, you stop existing as a man in her eyes. You probably heard about that study where they monitored brain activity during relationship conflicts.
I do love the citations of, you probably heard about that study.
Yeah. And I mean,
like, it's totally a real study, folks. Honest.
Yeah. I mean, one thing that I've said, like, for years is, like, especially if I ever find anyone to settle down with, it's one of those things that, like, I've had my fun days. Like, I would welcome the boring day-to-day, like, expected life to where I can just kind of chill and, like, enjoy my life without having to worry about, all these little nuances of crap that you sometimes have to worry about. Sometimes boring is very underrated. Sometimes it's the good thing to be boring.
Boring
But
is
it's just
great. Like, I understand
Yeah.
people want adventure and excitement and like travel, meet new people. That's fan-fucking-tastic. But I mean boring as in the sense of the world isn't
Yeah.
filled with constant crises that are attacking you personally so that you can like have a fucking hobby, for example. That would be nice. I haven't had a hobby in I don't know how long because I'm constantly dealing with
Yeah.
not
Nope.
just political attacks, but sometimes physical ones and health problems resulting from that. And you know,
Yeah.
yesterday or the day before, somebody's trying to sue me again. It's random debt scammers. They're rampant up here because
Yeah.
so debt scammers, if you don't know, there's this business model where you will find a debt that's paid off from years and years ago, and then you will start a collection action even though the debt is paid off, banking on the idea that the vast majority of people will ignore your letters. And then
Yeah.
when you've gone like 90 days, 6 months, whatever, and the person hasn't made contact and refuted the debt, then you can consider the debt valid and sue them. And the odds are very high that poor people are not going to show up to court to defend themselves. And so you
Yeah.
win a default judgment. And now, even though the debt didn't even exist, you can steal their bank account. You could just take their money because you have a judgment. That's how the scam works.
Yeah.
And I get sued at least once a year over this sort of thing. It drives me
It's
fucking
absurd.
crazy.
Yeah.
The bitches, they picked the wrong fucking one this time though, because even though it was a thing from back in 2020, I do still have the receipts to show it's paid off. So they can eat my ass. Anyhow.
Have you noticed on her there is no arm?
I have noticed. I've also noticed that this fella on the left is wearing a skirt, and half of these people have smiley face heads instead of actual heads. And like the three genders: armless woman, regular man, and person made of plastic, I guess.
And then there's like the one with the beehive and the mustache over on the side too.
It's pretty special.
Yeah.
When men argued, their problem-solving centers lit up. When women argued, their emotional and memory centers exploded like fireworks. You're trying to fix the leaky faucet while she's replaying every time you forgot to call, every birthday you slightly messed up, every moment you made her feel less than perfect.
Hold the fuck on. All right.
No kidding.
It's not she's thinking of every time you have failed to be perfect. She's thinking of every time you have hurt her. It's not you're failing to meet my expectations. It is negative employee review. It's when you hurt someone, it leaves a mark that they remember.
Yeah. Exactly. It's just like, because, I mean, that's one of the biggest way, like, when me and my ex would always argue is like, I wouldn't necessarily remember the details of every single argument we had, but I remember the way he made me feel for every single one of them. That's the problem, is especially when you treat the woman you supposedly love like she is less than the woman you supposedly love. What are we supposed to do with that? We're like, no, we're not going to just sit back and deal with it and take it like you think we're supposed to. Ugh.
I wonder what a lot of people think love means. Because it's very peculiar. But that's a conversation for another time. That's a big tangent.
In the present, she's in every moment that ever existed simultaneously. Here's the algorithm that runs female decision making.
Because we're time travelers. Okay, it's fine. It's fine.
Oh god.
I'll let him do the thing. Let him tell us about the algorithm that runs female decision making. Because we're just computer programs, folks. There's no personality here. It's just program.
Attention, because this explains everything. First variable, how does this make you feel right now?
It explains everything. So, okay, I've mentioned it before, but every video is somebody's first video. There's this phenomenon called monocausa taxophilia. It's the love of single, simple causes. And Americans have this so bad. If you can take any complex situation and explain it with a single, simple cause, people will believe you no matter how fucking wrong you are, because they'd rather have the simple answer than the correct answer. This is why religions exist. For example, every mystery. How does the lightning happen? God did it. How are people born? God did it. You know? That's where that comes from. But even non-believers apply it to stuff that they just want quick, easy answers for, so they can pretend they understand. But when you pretend to have all the answers, you stop looking for the real answers.
Not tomorrow, not in 5 years, right now. Second variable, what can I extract from this situation? Time.
Yes, I'm always thinking of what can I extract from this situation. It's always the number 2 priority in my mind.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not like we're people or anything. It's not like we need more than just the bare minimum here.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
To be clear, I am often thinking about what I need to survive. I am thinking about, like, how am I going to pay rent? How am I going to pay for my car? How am I going to get food?
Yeah.
But I think that's a human thing. Like, I'm not trying to extract anything from anywhere. I'm trying to find solutions to the actual existential problems I'm dealing with, you know? And that makes it fun to enjoy life. Oh, fucking hell. How did
oh my God,
the beavers damned it. Fear the beaver gods. They will damn you without even asking permission first.
Resources, status. Third variable, how does this affect my position relative to other women? Because despite all the sisterhood talk, women are in constant brutal competition with each other.
Uh-huh. That one is true. That's why Lil and I fight to the death every day. And then one of us has to
we're just,
and it hurts like hell, and it's so bad for your complexion.
Yeah, I mean, me and Ember just absolutely despise each other. That's why I'm on here every single day. Oh my God.
Fourth variable.
I mean, like we look at this stuff and like, yeah, we're sitting here and like laughing and joking about it, but it's like, it's so hard for me to wrap my head around that people actually believe this shit. People actually buy this shit. What the hell?
Well, it's motivated reasoning, right? Like they don't intellectually think it's true. They emotionally want it to be true, and that matters more to them than whether it is actually true. So there's an old principle. People will believe any lie if given sufficient motivation. And there are 2 primary motivations that almost always work. Either people are afraid the thing is true, or the people want it to be true. If you can trigger either of those, now this is some actual dark psychology. This is some actual manipulation.
Yeah.
If you can convince a person the thing you're saying is something they're afraid is true, or that they want to be true. For example, the other countries will pay the tariffs, or the immigrants are coming to abuse your children and eat your cats, whatever, stuff like that. If you can trigger those fear or want reactions, it doesn't matter if it's actually true. And that's pretty fucked up, but it's something to keep in mind, not just for evil use in manipulating other people, but to be aware that we're all vulnerable. Even those of us who are aware of that rule, we can still be taken in. So the only defense is to be aware that you are vulnerable too. And so to constantly critically reevaluate your own biases and prejudices and shit to see if you're being taken advantage of by a manipulative asshole who just wants something from you.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, one thing is like, yeah, like I've had, I mean, like a lot of other people, I've had issues with that in the past. And I mean, even to this day, there are so times where I have to take a step back and I even have to ask for, I'm like, am I the crazy one here that I think this is just like messed up that this is happening? And I literally have to have when I would tell my friends, like I had talked to Ember the other day, it's like, no, you are not crazy. That this is like jacked up. This shouldn't be happening. But that's also one of the reasons why it's just like, yeah, you have to reevaluate constantly and make sure that you're not falling into these traps like this.
It blows my mind. So like there are supportive men in my life who've gone out of their way to try to, send the message, you're not alone, people care, etc. And they're wonderful people. Mark Reed and Jester are a couple that come to mind immediately. But the vast majority of people who have tried to help me get through the tremendous multiple mountains of bullshit in my life are overwhelmingly other women. Overwhelmingly, and it kind of it demonstrates the falsehood of that statement. There's not. If we wanted to hurt each other, that wouldn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why women tend to band together. I mean, we're almost forced into it because it's like we kind of have to, because we have to deal with this crap from stupid people all the damn time. I mean, it's not just guys. I know women who think like this too. And it's just like, if you're a woman, how can you think this? Because you should know outright that this is not how women think. Like, in general, obviously. But still,
that's where you get that whole I'm not like other girls thing. Because this is other girls, and they're like, oh, well, I'm different, so I'm not like other girls.
Yeah.
And then I mean, there is a whole thing with the femcells where they see the incels and they're like, oh, all men are inherently self-destructive, abusive monsters.
Yeah.
No, that's just incels, honey. But I understand your concern and confusion because it seems like there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Bloody hell. That makes me think of we do have another video, and I'm tempted to take this opportunity to switch over to it because we're not quite at our normal starting time, so I want to wait a little bit longer. But the second video is called "Why Women Over 40 Go Crazy."
Oh, I would love to hear this.
I know. I'm like, tell me more.
Please
explain to me my psychology. Oh, AI boss person, whatever. Can you call it boss daddy if it's a fucking robot? Like, it's whatever.
Yeah.
Can I do better? This calculation runs 24/7, like Bitcoin mining but for relationship options. The female brain doesn't process loyalty the way men do. You think loyalty means staying through thick and thin. She thinks loyalty means you continuing to win the competition for her attention every single day.
No. Okay, so in fairness, this is one area where there's a whole lot of women are not all the same. There are some women who are all the way over on what have you done for me lately? And there's women all the way over on the I don't care what you do for me. I just appreciate you as a person. I enjoy you being in my life. But most women are anywhere in between. Spectrums are like that. But fuck, I mean, how many? Tell me about the men who, break up with their girlfriends as soon as they turn 25 because they're old and used up. Mr. DiCaprio. Like, men have historically in Western culture, women are trophies, arm candy, property, you know? Fucking hell. Ooh, Kyle's excited about I guess the
Ooh. Or
astrophotography. Yes. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, it's good. It's
Yeah,
good shit.
he's absolutely explosive over him last night.
Yeah, Kyle sent me a couple, and I actually went outside and looked because I knew there was lake effect, but I'm like, maybe I'll be able to see despite that. I couldn't see despite the clouds, and it's very cold out. It's still snowing. But I'm envious, but Kyle got to see. The further north you are, the more amazing the view was. And I did have a couple other friends send me some cool ones too. It's nice to be thought of. I'm envious that I couldn't go see it myself, but you know, it's still cool that I get all these people from all these different places showing me their views. So like, I don't know. Right, and it says Ember, no, Spectrum is an unreliable source of internet access. It's true.
Yeah. Very, very much so. They are one of the two internet companies that are even available in my area, which is just
you get to pick from two.
Yeah, well,
mine is in my area. It's just Spectrum. It's I mean, I could get satellite if I wanted to, but
yeah, me and satellite don't mix, so no.
It's such a shame too, because satellite has so much potential, but there's HughesNet, which is incredibly expensive, and while you technically get signal everywhere, it's not great signal. And then there's Starlink, which is evil.
It would literally have to be damn near life and death for me to go to a Starlink. Like, it would have to be that dire of a situation that I absolutely needed the internet. I hate that guy with a passion.
And they could have been so fucking great, but of course their owner is wants to be Hitler. He wishes he were Hitler. He's ending up as being like diet Hitler, but super rich, which is weird as hell. Miranda sends us a super chat for $10. Thank you so much, Miranda. Miranda made me, you know what? I'm tangenting on our tangent because I want to show this off again. Miranda made me this cool scarf, and it's
awesome.
Yeah, it's an Arwen keyhole scarf, and it's so cozy. And anyway. Miranda says your typing is loud, Lil.
Oh, sorry.
Miranda says they also can't imagine just being friends with a woman. To them, we're objects to be one that will cook, clean, and fuck for you. The idea of women having thoughts and feelings is foreign to them. Yeah. It's a big part of the issues is the objectification. That's not just a buzzword. It means people think of us as objects. They think of us as like house robots who also do the sex. You insert enough gifts and the sex falls out like a vending machine. Fucking hell.
You've abandoned her. In her mind, your complacency is betrayal. Your contentment is neglect. Your satisfaction is rejection. She needs you to be hungry, desperate, fighting for her even after 20 years of marriage. Because if you're not fighting for her, it means she's not worth fighting for. There was this case that perfectly illustrates female logic.
There was this case, you know, like that study that you probably heard about. There was this case. Okay.
A woman leaves her husband because he's emotionally unavailable, gets with a guy who showers her with attention. 6 months later, she leaves him because he's too needy. The husband wasn't emotionally unavailable, he was stable. The new guy wasn't needy, he was attentive. But her brain doesn't process absolute values, only relative change.
Yes, women are so stupid and flibberty gibbets. Like we can't process real information, only relative changes. Okay. There actually is something to this. There is a little bit of truth woven through this nonsense, in that our feelings are keyed to change, right? We don't feel the everyday average. That's just the baseline. Our emotions respond to deviation from the baseline, which is why when you have a very poor homeless person and you hand them a sandwich, it makes their fucking day. But when you have a very
Yeah.
rich person who eats nothing but like Kobe beef filet mignons or whatever, and you hand them a sandwich, they get mad at you. You know, it's relative. Nobody emotionally feels absolute things. It's the changes in condition and
Yeah.
situation. And that's why people who focus on mindfulness and living in a gratitude kind of way tend to be so much happier, because they're very aware of a more realistic baseline, that they could have nothing. And the fact they have friends, the fact they have people who care, the fact they have food to eat. This is the one thing I actually appreciate from Christian culture, is giving thanks for the food that they have instead of just taking it for granted. And I realize that it's just a pro forma ritual for most Christians, but some people actually do think about it. And they're like, I could have been hungry today, but I am not, because there is food. And that kind of gratitude, it doesn't just keep you humble, it keeps you grounded, so that you can feel the joys in your life for the wonderful gifts that they are.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's pretty neat. So that's another thing to be aware of. And you know, I've
Mhm.
noticed that myself. There have been times in my life when I've been really, 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 really poor and homeless, and
Mhm.
like worried about where my next meal is coming from, and that's terrifying. You're constantly afraid of everything, and it's not good. And so where I am right now is not good. You know, my bank account's in free fall, and that stresses me out every single day. But I'm not in the position I was in at that time
Yeah.
yet. And so I'm trying to do
Mhm.
something about I'm trying to not panic and do something about it. We'll see how it goes. But then there've been other times where I've been much more stable, like in my previous job, where, you know, I made enough money to cover the bills and try to save something. It didn't always work, because life has a way of having, you know, your car engine explode right when your bank account is finally in the black or something. Fuck.
Yeah.
But it was
Yeah,
worth
there's
it.
that. I was going to say, no, there's that there's that statistic that I can't remember the exact numbers on it, but something like well over like 70% of Americans can't handle like a $700 hit, like a
Mhm.
$700 like emergency thing.
It's true.
Like it would
It's
just
true.
completely screw them.
Yeah. And Kyle points out, bit of trouble. Yes, Kyle has his needs. So okay, there is a thing linked in the chats. Let's pop this up right here at the top of the chat. Help community members in trouble. When I have the spoons and the energy to do so, I try to pin that on top of every show. If you click that link, that will take you to the help page on betterthanember.com. It's not just my fundraiser, but it's also for Bree and Lena and Kyle. Like it's 4 community members who are in trouble. And if I come across other people, hopefully people will reach a point where they can come off of this list. But like it felt wrong to me to put a help Ember not die on every stream. I do need help very, very much, but other people do too. Bree is in a very similar situation to mine. Kyle is, it's rough for everybody, and I think Lena is getting better, but I don't know for sure where she's at lately. So yeah, if you can help any of our community members, you know, please do. It does make a difference. Let's see. I saw a thing. Left-handed Jedi sends a super chat for $20. Thank you, Jedi, and says, "We have your back, Ember, and my front, and my hat, and oh wait, that's a different movie. I appreciate it, Jedi. Incidentally, while I was talking about books earlier, there are Star Wars books. It's not just the movie. Just randomly, there's more sci-fi than that. But yeah, do I appreciate you folks who help me, but also help the other folks. It's a rough time for a lot of folks. So as a few people mention here and there, help who you can, where you can. It does make a difference. It really, really does. All right, so we'll take that opportunity. Love for you, love.
Yeah.
That's why we have the all heart emoji, because like we can love everybody and love everybody loving everybody.
Everybody loves Ember.
I don't know. That's demonstrably not true. I appreciate the sentiment, but
well, damn it,
there are a lot of people who very much do not like Ember.
Well, we make up for the people who don't, so screw them. Their opinion doesn't matter.
I mean, hell, half the people. Okay, so after I started, shall we say, taking better care of my health, half the channel left. Literally half the community left. And so now I keep this flag up, not just to show people who may be represented here that they are welcome here, they are explicitly welcome here, but also so that the people like that who are allergic to anything on this flag know that people are welcome here, and they may not want they may not be comfortable in this, you know, more accepting version of society.
So okay, so I had a family member ask me what my YouTube was, and so I sent it over to them, and they were watching the short that I put up of Kip interrupting the stream. And they're like, what's that flag? And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm just like, oh my god, this is not gonna be good. So I explained to them what the flag was, and they were just like, oh, okay. And it was one of those things that was just like, it was so refreshing to have somebody that I thought was going to have like some huge issue just be like, oh, okay, cool, like rock on. It was just it's one of those things that it reminds me that the world can be better in some aspects than you think it might be, and people can still surprise you and be good. Like on the good side of things, it can still surprise you from time to time.
Well, that yes, but also the fact that this wasn't even the person being on the good side. It was pure neutral curiosity. I don't know what that is. Please told them and they know. Like,
no, but they were like,
for good behavior is so low that you don't have to have any kind of positive reaction. Pure neutral, and you're like, oh my god, I'm not evil.
Well, there was more to it. They were like, yeah, why would anyone have a problem with that? Like, I don't like they were very like, I don't understand why anyone would have a problem with any of that. So they were very like pro LGBT, which is just not something I necessarily expected from this person. But it's more of like, yeah, they didn't know what the flag stood for, but once they knew, they were just like, oh yeah, like let's go. And so it was refreshing to see somebody who I thought that it could have been a curiosity thing, but it wasn't. It was oh yes, like I'm totally on board with that kind of thing too. So it was nice. It was refreshing out here.
Like Miranda says, sometimes people aren't hateful; they just don't know stuff. And yeah, but the reaction, the negative reaction, is so strong and so common here on the internets that I get why you would be braced for that kind of reaction.
Yeah.
But it says a lot about our society that you have to have that expectation, you know? And also, unrelated, but avast, Kelly has Jamaican rum. This is why the rum is gone, folks. We may have to go to Detroit on a small pirate raid because fucking rum. That's my drink, fam. Give me a
Yeah, that
captain
makes
and
me
Coke
want
and we're
some.
going sailing. All right, we'll take this opportunity to switch videos because I mean there's more for that one, and maybe we'll cover it on tonight's member stream. I don't know for sure yet, but I am dying to know why women over 40 are going crazy.
Yeah, I mean, because like if that's the case, then I should be going crazy just about any moment now.
I mean, you may already be crazy and not know it. You know,
I have
you
been
need
accused of that before.
you need a man to tell you when you're being crazy. That's how this works. Yes.
Something happens to women when they hit 40 that nobody wants to talk about. One day she's making breakfast for the kids, folding laundry, planning family vacations. The next day she's downloading dating apps, buying lingerie, and texting some guy from the gym. And you're standing there wondering what the hell just happened to your wife. It's happening everywhere. Millions of men are seeing their steady, dependable wives transform into teenagers with wrinkles. And the
Wow. Teenagers with wrinkles.
The fuck did you just say?
Yeah.
Pro tip.
Whoa.
If you tell your wife you are behaving like a teenager but with wrinkles, you deserve her to leave you. She may just be like blocked, canceled. Fucking hell.
worst part, everyone acts surprised when it happens, like we didn't see the warning signs written in her biology years ago. You think you know your woman? You think because she's been with you for 15 years, raised
Who the fuck are these people?
Exactly.
Like, I get like the black pill manosphere thing, and this is supposed to be the husband, but like, is this the wife's boyfriend or
Yes.
what is this?
Yes.
I don't think the AI has thought this through.
your kids,
No.
built a life together, that she's somehow immune to what's coming. Brother, you're living in a fantasy. There's a ticking time bomb in every woman's psychology, and it goes off somewhere between 35 and 45. Not might go off. Will go off. The only question...
Every woman is a bomb.
I mean, I have been known to have an explosive temper from time to time, but I mean, the people who I usually explode on deserve it. But
Yeah, okay, so there is an aspect to that. Like, a lot of humans, especially right now, are dealing with a lot. And sometimes people lash out at the person who puts that one little straw that breaks the camel's back. Like, occasionally you will get reactions that are out of proportion to the offense. And that's because a lot of stuff has been being held back. Maybe it's an idea. And I'm not saying people deserve that kind of lashing out at them, but like, knowing that everyone's under a tremendous amount of stress and dealing with multiple traumas just from the age we live in, to say nothing of what may be going on in their personal lives you know nothing about, everyone is trying to hold it together. So if you poke at an overfull water balloon, you can't get mad if you get wet, even if it's way more than the poke really deserved. You know, maybe don't be a jerk. Just throwing that out there. But yeah, sometimes people do get outsized reactions, and sometimes it comes from women because, shock and surprise, women hold back a lot. Women have this, not to say that men aren't capable of it, but so many women are repressing so much because there's this underlying sense of duty and obligation. A woman's life in this culture is defined by obligation. You have an obligation to your partner, you have an obligation to the kids, you have an obligation to your job. Most therapists I know talk about how hard it is to drill down through all the layers of obligation to find the woman underneath it all and what she needs. Because it's not just people disassociating. It's the culture. It's this constant programming from all directions that you need to be your last priority, because you'll be everyone else's last priority too. That's why women often have a more outsized reaction more frequently compared to most men, because we are still people underneath.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, it's like, that's one of the things that like was one of the biggest that I've seen the biggest issue, and was a big issue with me when with my with my boy's father, is like, I stayed in that relationship far longer than I should have, because I had it in my head that I had to do everything I possibly could to try and keep it together for the sake of the boys. And now that I look back on it, it would have been better for them and me if I would have walked away a lot sooner.
Mm-hmm. That's literally true. Humans are so self-sabotaging, but a big part of it is the culture. It's telling you obligation, obligation, obligation. Think of yourself last. It's not always healthy to think of yourself first, to become a selfish, narcissistic asshole like the incels. That's one possible outcome of behaving that way. But putting yourself last, every single person who's eventually had a breakdown and did a dramatic change to their life, sometimes you rebound a little bit and wind up somewhere in more of a happy medium. Sometimes you need to be all the way over on this side, whatever the case may be. They're always so much better off after they just finally break the damn chain and make the change they need to make.
Yeah.
You don't have to torture yourself. Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do what you know you need to do.
Yeah.
Because you can't live your life if you don't. You cannot.
Yeah. That's one lesson that I wish I would have learned a lot sooner, and that I am happy that I learned, because like this last time around, the second I started seeing things going that direction, I was just like, not doing this. Been there, done that. I'm not going to do this again. And I am a lot happier for it, for learning my lesson on that with my boy's father. So it's
the shit we've been through. We don't wish it on anybody, and we don't wish we'd gone through it either. But we can take the lessons from those experiences as a silver lining. Like I said in the Broken short video, we can take the parts that break us and make them into our points of greatest strength. We can be stronger and better because of it. Not that we want breaks to happen. It's painful. Hurts, it sucks, and I wish it weren't necessary, but you can let it destroy you, or you can use it to be even stronger than you could have imagined before.
Yeah, exactly. I completely agree. And
thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I could totally do that Tony Robbins self-help guru bullshit.
Oh yeah, you
Except
could.
Instead of the whole, just buy my books and Jordan Peterson blather, tell people stuff that would actually help them. That would be a nice touch.
Is how much damage it does when it explodes. Men often fail to realize that when a woman hits 40, she isn't the same person you married. I'm not talking about maturity or wisdom or any of that nonsense. I'm talking about a fundamental
maturity or wisdom or any of that nonsense. Fucking hell. It is maturity and wisdom. I realize that many men, again, not all men, but many men don't grow and mature past their teenage years.
Yeah.
Shock and surprise. But yeah, people are supposed to keep growing and keep learning. Your brain doesn't turn off when you turn 21. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Miranda says, "See, Amber, you could be rich if you only you didn't have morals." It's kind of true, because I know I can make every apologetics argument much better than any apologist I've ever seen, including Craig, because I can answer questions that he just has to wave his hand and go, faith, I guess, I could definitely be an apologist. I could definitely be a self-help nonsense person. The difference is, all of these assholes, they just don't have bad ideas and platitudes. They also start off rich, right? Like, in order to become a rich and famous podcaster, You start by being a rich person and probably already famous, you know? You can't, it's not the ideas, it's not the marketing, it's not the message or the method or anything else. It's already being rich that makes you rich. Fuck. But also morals. I don't actually have morals. I know it seems that way, but I don't believe in morals. I understand what people mean by morals, but instead of working with this conceptualized idea of absolutes of right and wrong, and you know, in this circumstance we do this, I do think that way in crisis situations. Like when I'm overwhelmed, I flip these switches in my mental control room, and I diminish my emotional response and focus on what needs to be done next, and just go one step at a time through the emergency. But with morals, I don't deal with the idea of oughts and shoulds. I go directly to the values, the priority list. Like number 1, protect human life, and then I run it like an algorithm, right? Like, does this protect human life? Does this increase people's well-being? Does this protect the environment? You know, all these different things, and they're prioritized, and I just deal directly with the values. That's my way of thinking about it anyway. So,
no,
technically I
do
don't have morals.
I do. That's one of the things that, like, 20 years ago, we like kind of left religion behind. Was one of the weirdest things for me to actually sit down and think about it. And being like, morals are like, there really aren't morals, and it's like super objective. Like it or not. It's subjective, sorry, but it was just one of those things that was just like, because I had been raised to think about it one way, it was really weird to have to shift my entire thinking about it and be like, no, it's actually the exact opposite if you think about it. It's just it's strange how when you actually have to think about things, how things get, well, not strange, but it's, things just get so much more complicated than you think they would be. I get that, like you were saying earlier, I get the thing where people would just want the easy answer of, well, God says it's wrong, so it's wrong. Like, no, it's way more complicated than that. It's
everything is more complicated. It always is. Like even the stuff that I'm taking the time to break down and explain. And I'm glad y'all are here, because despite the silliness of this, we actually are getting some real information on the record today, which is neat. But even when I break the things down, that's still a tremendously oversimplified bite-sized version for the purpose of getting the information across in a simple and easy to understand way, so we can move on, you know? Like there's, even that is very simplified. You can go so much deeper on these things. Kelly, the Detroit Atheist Queen, sends us a super chat for $1.99. Thank you, Kelly, and says, just a little love for you, little bit of love in your heart. I was singing that wrong, but it's fine.
That's exactly what I thought of when I saw it. I was like, hey.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's because somebody mentioned Groundhog Day earlier when I was talking about the first 15 lives of Harry August, which makes me think of Bill Murray, which makes me think of Scrooge because it's fucking snowing. So of course it does, which makes me think of the ending of Scrooge come with a little bit of love. Suddenly the song at the ending of Scrooge. There it is. That's why. That's how my brain works.
Yeah, it's I've tried to explain my thought process to people, and they're like, how do you get from point A to point B? I'm like, it's you don't want to know. It's crazy.
So neurodivergence, there's a few different types of neurodivergence, right? One of the things that I very much enjoy about it is because the brain is capable of multi-tracking, you can take one thought and it'll diverge over to Bill Murray movies, and another track will diverge into wintertime stuff, and another track will think about music, and they all go in different directions, and then suddenly all three have a little spark of the same thing at the same time, and it snaps together into one cohesive thought, and you just start singing randomly, and people are like, why? What is this crazy woman doing? That's why.
Yeah.
It's an adventure. It'd be even better if I could sing the damn thing. But
yeah, I can't sing shit. So, well, I used to be able to. I used to be able to. Can't anymore, but
it just okay. So I used to sing a lot, as many of you know. One of the most important things for voice training is using your voice. And singing requires conscious cognitive control of where your voice is, which makes it very, very useful for voice training. I realize my voice could be better. I've only been at this a couple of years, folks. And even the professional voice trainer people, they go about 4 years on average before their voice actually stabilizes.
yeah.
So I'm trying to, give myself some leeway because they're the best in the world and it took them 4 years to stabilize. But still, singing often seems to help.
I was
Sure can't hurt.
I have on my YouTube for some reason it was on autoplay, and one of your like really old videos popped up, and I was just like holy crap, like the difference is amazing and you sound so good.
I'm not sure how I feel about that. I did come across well, obviously I
can see the work that you've put into it. Like, does that make sense?
Yeah. Like hearing past Ember makes me uncomfortable. I'm not happy with where my voice is because when I listen back to a modern recording, it strikes me as very androgynous and with male overtones, and I really, really don't like that. But comparing it to past Ember makes me feel a whole hell of a lot better about where I am today.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I mean, and it's yeah. I yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah,
sorry.
It's an oof. It's an oof. So for anybody who's new, you may or may not be aware. Among many other things, I also happen to be trans. I know it's so hard to tell, but it's true. And so, you know what? It would actually be easier. I'm like trying to find a way to quickly pull up a past video that is still actually public for whatever reason. I realize there are some past videos that I've hidden or made members only because they make me very uncomfortable, but some of them I've allowed to be visible anyway because the message matters so much. And so let me see if I can find one of those. And I will just deal with it for a minute. Let's see. Oh, this might be a good one. Okay, I will bring this up. This is from my first birthday on YouTube. My first YouTubeversary, something like that. It's fun. Okay. Yeah, is it showing? I've got too many windows open again. Okay. Brace yourselves.
If you're going to win this spiritual battle, listen to me, the first casualty has to be you. Die. And the moment you die, the enemy loses his foothold. If you will die in your flesh, die in your spirit, you will find true revival.
What? Oh yeah, I had the different intro music back in the day too.
He normally does interview shows, and we're going to see a few of those later. But this one, he's actually railing about the movie Oppenheimer. Or more precisely, he's trying to make it out like Oppenheimer proves Bible prophecy.
The atomic bomb in Bible prophecy. And if
you didn't know there was the atomic bomb in Bible prophecy? This fucking guy. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So
that's oh god, what's his name?
That guy, that's Bishop Alan Didio.
Yeah.
Mhm. Of the encounter cult. I mean, encounter experience. I mean, they encounter things. He's been on aliens and shit recently, which is kind of funny, but literally a death cult. He was like, to be one with Jesus, you must die. You have to die. It's the only way. Why are you here in my church? Why are you not dead?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's right, Chester. Like, there's so many little notes about my voice that need work, but hearing past me makes me feel I'm uncomfortable, but also better because
Yeah.
I can really see how fucking far I've come.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right, Mark. That was past Ember. Yeah, I dare say
Glow
I'm
up indeed.
considerably prettier.
There. Absolutely glow up.
Not that prettiness is the only thing that matters, but it sure is nice when you can get it.
It's so interesting to me that a lot of the women in my life that I consider that are also really good friends of mine are absolutely gorgeous, but that's also like the least interesting thing about them. It's like they're all like amazing and smart and just like incredible people. So it's
And none of you fuckers, you women out there, I love y'all. None of you all appreciate yourselves to the level you deserve. Like the other day, for example, I'll use Ryan because, she doesn't mind when I talk about her, for one. And I know some people are a little sensitive, but Ryan was like, I don't know why you all hang out with me. I'm just a silly person. And we're like, Ryan.
like, holy crap.
You've studied the Ugaritic texts. Like you're not dumb by any stretch of the
No.
imagination, but also your style of critical thinking is incredibly powerful. Like the way Ryan approaches new ideas, and the first thing she does is turn them upside down and see if they fall apart. Like that's the first step. And it just none of y'all give yourselves enough credit. And I realize that applies to me too. But accept it. That applies to you too, Lil. See?
I'm just like I'm just a crazy lady over here that happened to name her dog after somebody that I'm like I'm just a crazy lady with the dogs. That's me. I'm the crazy lady with the dogs.
It's a noof. And thanks everybody for noticing that my voice has improved. I appreciate it. I mean, it's rough. It's really rough. I will say, on the plus side, as much crap as I give myself for my voice and the fact that I do still want to improve, because the point is to be comfortable with yourself, regardless of how the world interacts with you. You should be comfortable with yourself. When I'm on a phone call, I never get misgendered. It hasn't happened in over a year. So whatever you may think about my voice, it passes. Fuck off. So yeah.
That is pretty awesome.
Crazy is fun. And also cancel self-doubt. Fuck that shit.
I think the last person who commented on my voice said that I sounded like a 10-year-old on crack. I'm like,
not how I would phrase it. Oh goodness.
I was just like, okay, what the hell? I was like, at least kudos for creativity. Jeez.
Well, I don't know. I mean, throwing in on crack on the end adds an extra layer of descriptiveness, but it's not really super creative either, because like in the 90s, everything was yada yada on crack,
Yeah, which to the person who said it grew up in that era, so I can see where that's just kind of part of their vernacular that they probably threw it in there. But yeah,
Yeah.
I've always hated I've always like hated my voice, and I hate having to even like edit my videos because it drives me crazy. I'm still not used to it.
It's difficult for everybody to some extent. I understand that, because especially when you edit, you hear the imperfections and the weird noises, and you're hyper aware because it's your voice. You remember making it and how much it deviates from what you hear every day. But to everyone else, it's normal. It's just what you sound like. And this is another thing that helps me be more at ease with my own voice, is as some of you have noticed, lots of cis girls' voices are deeper than mine. And you know, there's a variation, and it's fine. It's okay to sound like you sound. You should be comfortable with yourself, with your body, with how you are and how you feel and so forth. But please don't beat yourselves up. And I realize I need to take this advice too, because your voice is just there for most people most of the time. And in a way that's one thing. Like as many of you know, I've been looking into intersex people and stories and the science behind intersex for quite some time now. And the more intersex people I meet, the more I realize your voice is just your voice, you know? Like it would be wonderful if I could hear my own voice and it brings joy to my heart, but at least it doesn't cause crushing depression anymore. So there's that.
True. And I'm not entirely sure if this is true. You might be able to tell me, but also like you hear your voice differently because you hear it like through your
through
your jawbone, if I remember correctly.
It's bone induction
and on top of that, like I'm partially deaf, so like I don't hear every frequency either. So I'm almost certain my voice to me sounds a lot more. It sounds a lot stranger to myself than it does to other people because I just don't hear it all.
It's the internal external thing. We're not evolved to deal with that because in nature there aren't mirrors or recorders or whatever. So we just never experience that, you know. So it's an Bree says people don't really comment on my voice anymore. They used to always tell me I sounded like a girl, or maybe that I talked like a fig tree. You know, Jesus hates fig trees. It's in the Bible. Look it up. Bree, I have mentioned before, I came across a past Bree video once upon a time. And it was interesting. I believe it was Darth Dawkins called into a call-in show that past Bree happened to be on. And one of the hosts started talking to Darth and just got fed up with his bullshit and was just like, do you want him? And then I heard Bree's voice, and it was Bree's voice. It was obviously Bree's voice. And I'm looking and I didn't see any girls on. I'm like, where is it coming from? And then this person turns around, sounded like a girl, didn't look like one though. But yeah, so Bree, first of all, you have made tremendous progress, and I am filled with envy. Like, I adore how you glow, but I also wish I were even half that far. But also, your voice has always been just magnifique. So I understand that won't change how you feel about your own voice, but do bear in mind, a lot of us out here who hear you from the outside, it's wonderful. It's a slight Southern accent. That's it. It's delightful. It's fucking delightful. I'll just leave it at that. Trees are great listeners, Jester. It's true. It's very true. All right. Yeah, we can do a little bit more, I think. So let's. Kip is mad because we're not covering the video. So let's get back to it.
Rewiring of her brain chemistry, her priorities, her entire sense of self. The woman who was perfectly content being a mother and wife at 30 becomes desperately hungry for validation at 40, and that hunger makes her do things that destroy everything you've built together. You see, yes, every woman's self-worth is built on a foundation of sand, her looks.
No, I mean maybe the self-worth. Okay, okay. There is something to that. going back to culture, right? The way culture tells us who we're supposed to be and how we're supposed to live and what we're supposed to find joy in and what we're supposed to consider important. If it doesn't line up with who we are, then often we will build like a false version of ourselves to interact with the culture, because being accepted, being loved, these sorts of things, they matter more than being free to be who we really are. And so because people, especially women, are told our entire lives, you have to be this way or no one will love you. It's not that her identity is built on a foundation of sand. It's that the bullshit piled upon her identity is made of sand. And that can only last so long. Sometimes people make it all the way into old age and die before they shake all that sand off. But sometimes it happens around 40.
Yeah.
Maybe.
From the moment she's born, society tells her that her value equals her beauty. Be pretty, be desirable, be wanted. That's the programming. And for 20 years, from 15 to 35, this program runs perfectly. Men chase her. Compliments flow freely. She feels valuable. Then biology does what biology always does.
So men objectify her and tell her over and over and over that her only value is being pretty. And then men get mad when she reacts negatively to that. It's clearly her fault, obviously. Holy shit. Not only is this stupid, it's exhausting.
Yeah, like it's
like you can tell I'm like all hunched over because I'm just like, why though? Like, fuck. Oh, I need to work on my posture. This world, I tells you, we're doing our best, folks. We'll get through it together. We'll make a better world together.
No.
Gradually, very gradually, because we are not rich. First, we need to tear down a system that makes it so you have to be rich to make any meaningful change.
No kidding. That's like first and foremost. Ugh.
Megan Fox's Giant Boobs says, fun fact, research proves that women put up with their partner's BS less as they get older. Uh-huh. Because, okay, so there's a certain amount of letting shit slide for the sake of the greater happiness, right? Like, oh, well, I won't. The fact he cheated, I'll just set that aside because I don't want to fuck up our marriage. We've got a good thing going. Never mind that it's him who fucked that up. We're just going to let it go for the sake of the marriage, whatever. Or, okay, we're not really happy together anymore. We've grown apart as people, but we'll stay together for the kids. And there's that obligation again, right?
Yeah.
Like Lil was saying, I mean, I did the same thing. I did, my marriage with the other parent of my three older ones, we had very different values as we got older,
Yeah.
I don't want to get into the details on that because it's a long, deep, dark hole of abuse and nonsense and horror. And we're just not doing it today. Yeah.
I get that.
But for a long time, I just set it aside for the sake of the kids. Turns out that's not actually good for the kids. Because the one parent is not parenting. They're doing whatever the fuck it is they're doing. And you can't be an effective parent when you're not just hurting, but keep getting stabbed in the heart daily.
Yeah.
Like you cannot parent under those conditions.
Yeah, exactly. I could not agree more because I mean that was pretty much my exact situation too. So I mean I got at least with my son's dad, like at least they mostly got out of that without having the terrible influence from him, and at the very least they recognize where they're like he is really not a good guy. and have learned what not to do. Especially my oldest son, who is obviously the father of my grandson. He's a fantastic dad. And he tells me, he's like, it's one of the reasons why he knows how to be a dad is because he basically says, I think of what my dad would do and do the exact opposite.
It's exactly what I did too. As I mentioned before, my parents, pluses and minuses, but for various and sundry reasons, were basically not around. And when they were around, it was to be angry for the most part. It's not to say they never did any nice things, like we went to Disney World when I was 8. But that doesn't excuse them from never being around, and when they were around, predominantly being angry, right? And so I think about whenever I was in a struggle as a new parent, I would think about what would my parents do, and then just did the opposite. And I didn't get everything right, but more often than not, that was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
We can I mean, so many psychologists will tell you in those moments of crisis, because we don't have comprehensive education, we're never taught to think about these high emotion, high stake situations of how to parent. And so when we're in that position, we either repeat what our parents did, which is what most people do. That's how spanking was a thing for so very long. People just did what their parents did, even knowing how it affected them. And then some people reject it. Some people occasionally come up with novel ideas, and that's wonderful. I love to see it. But a lot of what we do is based on what was done to us.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I deeply commend people who can recognize that and break that cycle that's been going on for literally generations now, most of the time, especially with like spanking and stuff.
Like that kind of shit. I don't know. We could do a whole thing about it.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people have this whole "it's the way it's always been" thing. It's not. It hasn't.
Yeah.
It's really only the last few generations that kind of thing has been common, because people got really selfish and really profoundly lazy.
Yeah.
Which in turn, I dare say, might be a big factor in why people have gotten so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Because like if you look at like just a random journal from like the 1860s, like a Civil War letter, for example.
Yeah.
The average lowly private soldier will write a letter something along the lines of, "My darling Abigail, how I do miss how the wind passes through the tresses of your radiant hair." Like
yeah.
They could think. People today, they're
like,
hopefully there's more of us than just us, but the vast majority of people just don't. They just don't wanna. It's hard. It uses energy. I'd rather not. Just put on the sports ball game and have a beer and just exist.
Oh my god, I just realized in like 100 years people are going to be digging up love letters written by AI. Oh my god. We're doomed.
That sounds hilarious. I don't know what archaeologists would think of that.
Oh my god. Like, think about like archaeologists like 3,000 years in the future digging up like AI love letters and thinking that like people actually wrote them. Oh my god. We're doomed.
Okay. So just because it struck me as funny, I just asked an AI to help me write a love letter.
Oh no.
Let's see what it came up with. My dearest Lil, I know this might seem a little out of the blue, but I was thinking about you today, and not just in the usual everyday way. I was reflecting on what an absolute gift your presence is in my life, and I felt compelled to write it down. There is a unique kind of comfort that comes from knowing someone as deeply as I know you. Over the years, we've shared so many moments, the chaotic, the quiet, the hilarious, and the times when we needed to be completely silent together. Those memories aren't just moments that passed. They're the solid foundation of everything we have. You're the person who remembers the way I laugh when I'm truly amused, the one who knows how to read the silence when I'm struggling to find the words. Thank you. Thank you for your unwavering patience, your incredible understanding, and your ability to make even the most mundane days feel significant. In a world that often moves too fast, you are my steady point, my home base. You enrich my life in countless ways simply by being the amazing person you are. This isn't just friendship. It's a profound, lasting love born of connection and respect. With all my genuine affection and appreciation, your name here. I mean,
That
it's
is
not
literally
bad.
better than anything I've ever gotten. So, congratulations. You have now given me the best love letter I've ever gotten in my 40 years.
Hooray! We did it, folks.
Things say. Oh my god.
Yeah. It's big. It says it's cringe because it's a mathematical formula. And that's the thing. Like, there's some stuff it did a pretty fair job of isolating specific terms and phrases that will cause some kind of emotional resonance. But it did it in such a generalized way that it said stuff that has absolutely nothing to do with our real relationship.
Yeah.
But also it phrased them in such an algorithmic structure that it no human talks like that, you know?
Yeah.
Even when I get flowery and like Lord Byron level poetry kind of shit, no one talks like that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like, I don't. Wow. Oh.
The your name here, it sent me a bit.
Your name
because
here is
the AI knows my name, right? Like, I'm signed in on my account and it still put in your name here. Amazing.
Oh my god.
Oh goodness, I'm getting dizzy. Possibly because I realize I just said my psychologist person told me make sure to hit all 3 meals and have real meals. Because of the early start, I skipped breakfast. I was like, I'll eat after the show. It'll be fine. I'm dizzy. It's not fine. I'm not in
starting to
imminent
realize I need
trouble,
some sleep
but I'm feeling a
desperately.
little dizzy. So yeah, we'll do a little bit more.
Okay.
And then I'm torn because like we usually go to 12:30, but we started really early.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe a little bit more. It'll be fine.
It takes away what it gave. At 40, she looks in the mirror and sees a stranger. Not because she looks terrible, but because she looks different. The face that launched 1,000 ships now struggles.
Tell me about looking in the mirror and looking different. Tell me more, AI voice. You guys just saw past Ember. Y'all tell me, do I look a little different? Maybe a little different?
Just a little.
Just a little. Like, my nose is the only thing that's the same. Like, literally, guys. My hands are smaller. My feet are smaller. My ribs have changed configuration. The bra, not to TMI, I'm just talking about clothing. Relax, men. The bra I am wearing right now does not fit my rib cage because it's moved. Like, it's a little different.
Just a little bit.
It's fine, though. It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, almost all the changes I am completely a fucking fan of. It's pretty fucking awesome. But I mean, honestly, no words needed.
I'm jealous.
To turn a single head. The body that made men stupid now gets polite smiles at best. And this isn't about vanity. This is about identity collapse. Her entire sense of self was built on being desired, and now that desire is evaporating like morning dew.
First of all, that's not true. Nobody's entire sense of self is built on being desired. But even if that were true, whose fault would that be? false identity forced upon her by society is starting to shatter when she figures out it's all lies. Clearly, this is her fault.
Oh, yeah.
About it like this. Imagine you're a professional athlete. Your whole identity, your self-worth, everything is tied to your physical performance. Then age catches up. You're not terrible, but you're not what you were.
Are these pill bottles? Are they booze bottles? Are they both bottles? And why are there so many
Both
bottles,
bottles.
and why are they everywhere? Like what?
Looks like someone was having a party.
I mean, I get some of the symbolism because like we've got the cracked walls, like the world is crumbling and whatever, but like this is clearly a child, and the actual woman in the scene is all the way over on the left-hand edge inside the vignette where you can barely see her. So like, are these the child's booze bottles? What the fuck is happening?
It's one of these especially like this video is one of those that the more you look at it, the more screwed up it is just from the AI imagery alone. I would like to see them completely like do away with the audio track and the subtitles and somebody try and write a story based on these crazy ass animations on this thing.
Right, like narrate the thing we're actually watching.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh my god, it's like nightmare fuel.
Well, kind of, yes, because like everything an AI produces is a hallucination. Sometimes it kind of makes sense, but they're all hallucinations, or you might say nightmares. We're poking machines we've programmed to pretend to think and forcing them to vomit nightmares out for our amusement. That's kind of evil when you think about it.
That's terrifying. It's evil and it's terrifying. Holy crap.
Can't do what you used to do. Now multiply that psychological crisis by 10, and you'll understand what's happening in your wife's head when she realizes her beauty is fading. But here's where it gets dangerous. Instead of
here's where it gets dangerous. Okay, tell us.
Accepting this natural process, instead of gracefully transitioning into a new phase of life, modern women panic. They rage against reality. They declare war on time itself.
It's not accepting reality. Ember, you're not accepting reality.
Yeah.
Plot twist. Those of you who've been watching longer than, say, a week, know I'm not just trans. I'm also intersex. And when the people who tell me I'm not accepting reality find out they don't actually know what the fuck they're talking about, it's pretty funny. Accepting reality.
And the first casualty in this war? Your marriage. At 22, a compliment is background noise. She rolls her eyes. Yeah, whatever, I know I'm hot. But when a 42-year-old gets that same compliment, her brain explodes with dopamine. Finally, proof she's still got it. Validation that she's not invisible.
It's not invisible. It's desirable, and it's a whole other thing. Again, like we were talking about earlier, the baseline. We feel changes from the baseline. When you're getting compliments all day, every day, oh my God, you're so pretty. That's normal. You can either like make a big deal out of it and become narcissistic, or you can just try to be humble and just be like, thank you, and move along with your day, you know?
Yeah.
But when those are rarer, then they mean a great deal more.
Yeah.
Because your baseline is down here. It's shit like that is the reason that someone holding my hand means a whole lot more to me than throwing jewelry at me and shit.
Exactly. You know? Yeah.
That's not to say people shouldn't throw jewelry. I do love shinies. Treasure, you might say. A vast.
I was about to
Single
say.
compliment from a stranger becomes more valuable than 10 years of your devotion. Why? Because your devotion is obligated. His attention is chosen. This is the dirty secret nobody tells you.
If you act like your attention is obligated, you're saying, I don't really want to be here, but I have to be because I signed a legal contract when we were both 18. Why would she prefer your attention to the fellow who wants to be there? You know?
Exactly. I mean, it's like, stick around where you're not wanted. Like, screw it. If I'm not wanted here, I'll go find somewhere where I am wanted.
Or not even that. I mean, it's sometimes it comes to that. But if an
Mhm.
option presents itself and you're like, I could stay and not die, or I could leave and be happy, why the fuck would you not choose to be happy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or as Miranda says, or because they've never actually shown signs of devotion. Like if you treat your partner like an obligation, they're not going to feel especially loved.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, that's like one of the worst parts about, especially when you're in a, or at least when I was in a longer term relationship that was going south, is that day that you realize that they're starting to treat like being with you and hanging out with you as more of an obligation than something they want to.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
that's
so
when it's
gross.
done and over. That's like when I'm just like, screw this, I'm out. I'm not doing this.
Mhm. Yeah, I can't stand it. If a romantic partner treats me like an obligation, they're fucked. Okay,
Yeah.
so a few weeks ago, I tried to stick my toe back in the dating pool again, and it didn't go super well because like the person was doing this thing like, oh, you're
Hmm.
you're you're so lovely. I'm having such a great time spending time with you. I love the way your brain works. You come up with such
Yeah.
interesting ideas. I learn so much, etc. Like all the things. Like I just adore being in your presence. And so I was very quickly becoming smitten.
Hmm.
And then they called me in the middle of the night and said their ex-boyfriend was trying to break into their apartment. Please help. And so because I'm me, I went and I helped.
Yeah.
Well, they were a little bit out of it. They were because it was the middle of the night and they just had, this potentially traumatic thing,
Hmm.
etc. And they said, "You're the first boyfriend I've ever had who would help me in a situation like that." And I was like, why would you say that?
No kidding. Wow.
Why the fuck would you say that? And they were like, I'm sorry. I didn't think about it. I just that's how I think of you. I just didn't think to put the filter on top
Oh,
of it so that you wouldn't feel bad.
the fuck is wrong with
Locked,
people?
done.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I felt like I'd been being gaslit. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, 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 no. Just no.
Yeah.
People will lie to you, folks.
Hmm.
I still don't like talking about it. Like it's I'm mostly over that, mostly because other shit has happened since, and it's a never-ending cycle of shit happening,
Yeah.
folks. That's life in modern America. But
Yeah, I hear you.
fuck. I chuckle about it, but it's more because I have other shit
Hmm.
to deal with. I don't even have time for that shit. But yeah.
Hmm.
Married women over 40 are the easiest targets for seduction, not because they're bad people.
Do you think that's true? Married women over 40 are the easiest to I dare say a man with a working libido is the easiest target for seduction.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm very reluctant to date for other reasons besides
Hmm.
what happened. It's mostly because there just aren't people around me I'm interested in, right? Like I need an emotional connection, I need an intellectual connection, or there's just no chemistry, regardless of plumbing or whatever. But if I wanted to, if anyone who looks like this or even prettier just walks into any bar and goes, let's go back to your place. Let's go.
Yeah.
You can get laid instantly. in any bar. Like,
Pretty much, yeah.
if you're not picky,
Yeah.
you can get some action.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Mhm. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
set up a Tinder profile and watch. Okay, so I tried this one too. Somebody told me about an LGBT positive dating app. Like it's not just LGBT or welcome, it's LGBT centered dating app. And so I'm like, all right, let's see. I'm not like looking for someone right now, but let's see how the app works. It's new, it's fresh, whatever. So I set up my account and I set my preferences. I uploaded like 3 photos and I set my preferences. You know, mostly looking for friendship, but maybe relationship, yada yada. And then the gender preferences. And I just checked every box except man. Every box except man. And within seconds, I had hundreds of messages from cis men. And almost all of them, out of 1,000, 999 were, hey.
Yeah.
But
Like,
all of them within 30 seconds. Fuck.
yeah. Yeah, that I learned my lesson on dating sites like 15 years ago. That just no.
Every single site, every single app, it's a flood, a tsunami, if you will, because it's a flood that just doesn't end. It just keeps coming. An overwhelming, ceaseless tide of thirsty men. And also a few sex bots.
Just a few.
Fuck you finding signal through the noise is very, very difficult, and props to anybody who manages it, but it's too much fucking work for me.
I'm pretty much the same place.
People, but because they're starving for something you can't give them anymore. The thrill of being chosen by someone who doesn't have to choose them.
No, you can still do that. It doesn't matter if you've been married for 40 fucking years. Romance is showing your partner you still choose them. You can, that's what that is. That's how that works. You can do that. Fuck. Why are people like this? I don't understand humans. I really don't. For all the psychological talk we've had today, I do not understand humans.
Yeah, I never have. Like, I don't get people.
Maybe it's the neurodivergence.
It has to be. That's the only conclusion I can come to right now.
Your attention doesn't count because you're locked in. You're married. You have kids together. What are you going?
Your attention doesn't count. It does.
Yeah,
it does,
very
bestie.
much count.
Show your spouse attention, and you will have a happier life. I promise.
Going to do, not find your wife attractive, but that random guy at the coffee shop who smiles at her, that's pure validation. That's proof she's still in the game. And once she gets that first taste of outside validation, it's over. Not immediately, but inevitably. Because now she knows what she's been missing. Now she remembers what it felt like to be pursued.
No, we remember.
There is
we always remember.
It's things like this that remind me there is a reason why I prefer dogs to people.
Dogs are often pretty good people.
Yes, they are. Even if they're loud and annoying and barky.
I mean, in fairness, so are people.
True.
To be desired, to be someone's fantasy instead of someone's reality. And that memory becomes an itch that your stable, predictable love can never scratch. You want to know the exact moment your marriage enters the danger zone? It's when she starts talking about her past with a smile instead of embarrassment. When she mentions...
What?
The fuck is that supposed to mean? Like, hey, honey, remember our wedding day when you like surprised me with extra flowers or whatever? Like, I mean, I don't know. I've only been, well, technically I've been married twice. My older kid's other parent and I, we did like a ceremony and then we did the legal thing later, right? So we technically got married twice, but I've never been through a marriage where my partner did something special for me to make the day more special, you know? So I don't know what that's like, but I could see somebody remembering that sort of thing. Why would you be embarrassed about your past? I realize I just brought up past Ember, something that makes me uncomfortable, but you have to admit that's a little different.
Yeah.
Her ex-boyfriends not with disgust, but with nostalgia, when she tells stories about her single days with sparkling eyes, instead of relief that they're over.
You know, the way men talk about, hey, remember when we were in high school and pulled that prank? Like,
Yeah.
there's so many men who have, like, their stories end at age 23, and they only ever talk, like, okay, so my first boyfriend, a kid I went to high school with, we lived together for a little while when his mother kicked him out of his house. We were poly together. We shared girlfriends sometimes. Like we went through a whole lot of shit. We also did a whole lot of adventures. Every single time I hear from him, it's, hey, remember when we went to the beach and jumped off the cliff, or when you jumped off the cliff? Like, it's always stories from high school. Like, I know he's done shit since, but it's all like stuff he doesn't remember, he doesn't value, you know?
Mm-hmm.
To him, his life ended shortly after high school. And that's tragic. And that's true for so many people
Yeah.
who often happen to be man-shaped.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things that's just like, I've never understood how people can just not get past high school and past college. Like, life goes on, and like I've got, yeah, like I don't understand people like that.
It almost seems like they're projecting an
Yeah.
internalized unhappiness onto their partner who is unhappy because they're unhappy. Like, maybe if you are yourself profoundly unhappy with the state of your life and you're projecting that, you're radiating that energy, your spouse may be picking up on that and thinking that it's her you're unhappy with because you clearly aren't happy with her.
Yeah.
Maybe, perhaps, get therapy, folks. I'm begging you, get therapy.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I realize expense is a bit of an issue. It's a bit of an issue for me too. I've been in therapy. It helped so much, not just because I was able to unpack some of the heavy baggage I'd been carrying around, but also because it taught me techniques to deal with shit in the future, which is why I'm as relatively stable as I am. And I relatively with a big fucking asterisk, I understand. But even so, the main reason I made it a priority to get back in touch with a psychologist is because there were big red flashing warning signs that I was in imminent trouble. And sometimes those were literal. Like, you know, I've seen some myself, and there's a part of my brain that always looks at what I'm doing and is like, if you saw a friend doing this, would you warn them, you know? So I see this stuff from a somewhat external perspective. So I was aware there were warning signs. And then Deviant gave me warning signs. And then Google gave me actual. So when I typed my entire data set into Google, like the calorie intake day for day, because I'd been tracking it for almost 2 years, I was like, why am I not losing weight? And Google ran through the data, and it came back with, I shit you not, big fucking warning triangles and the little red fucking siren police light emoji saying, please contact a medical professional immediately because there is a serious risk you have an eating disorder.
Yeah.
Like, if Google is sending me alerts like that,
yeah,
that's not great.
No, it's not. I mean, and even on top of that, like as far as like people not seeking therapy, it's just like there's also that fucking gigantic and stupid ass stigma against it too. Still, that people are like you like, especially people here where I am. If you tell somebody you're in therapy, 9 times out of 10 they're going to look at you sideways. It's like there's a stigma around it that it just shouldn't be there. I mean, you have to take care of your mental health the way you would any other sort of health issue that you
Yeah,
might have.
don't let people bullshit you. And
Yeah.
you're right. People have been getting more accepting and more understanding as they
Mhm.
learn more education, but there are still a lot of people who are like, oh, if you weren't mentally broken, you should be able to just deal with it.
Yeah.
You should be able to get past it yourself, or maybe with the help of some friends or something. And it's just like, if your appendix becomes inflamed, do you just say, "Oh, I should be able to handle this myself," or do you go see a
Yeah.
fucking doctor? Because if
Yeah.
your appendix explodes, let me tell you, bestie, you're fucking dead. You're just
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah, like there is no and ifs or buts. I mean, I just I mean, I had to get, even with getting my kids into therapy and getting therapy for myself, I even had to deal with that stigma for my family where I'm like, why are you guys sitting here and crapping on us about, you know, going to therapy, because it's actually helping us deal with this crap that very clearly none of you are helping us deal with, or we wouldn't be having this issue. It's just that stigma shouldn't be there. And this is why we need universal health care too, because it's super expensive most of the time.
Mental health care is part of healthcare.
Mm-hmm.
Dental health care is part of healthcare. I don't know if
So
people
is
realize this,
vision.
but your teeth are part of your body too.
Yeah, like your teeth can literally kill
Fucking
you.
wild.
Yeah, they can literally kill you.
Oh, my teeth tried. If it weren't for
Mhm.
antibiotics, oh my goodness. They
Mhm.
tried so many times. But my left ear just turned off. I'm going to go get some food before my body completely disintegrates.
Yes, you
Like
need to go eat. I was about to tell you to
it
go
just
eat.
turned off. Fuck.
I was about to tell you to go eat, so.
I know. Thank you all so much for joining us. Before we go, I do wanna read super chats because I very, very, very much appreciate those. So we got a few today, and that's pretty neat. Like Lil sent us $5 saying, "Fine, take my damn money." Thank you,
You
Lil.
asked for it.
Kelly's other account, I guess, joined as a member at the Spark level. Thank you. I hope you enjoy all the goodies. Miranda sent us a $10 super chat saying they also can't imagine being friends with a woman. To them, we're objects to be one that will cook, clean, and fuck for you. The idea of women having thoughts and feelings is foreign to them. And that's the marker, right, between incels and actual human beings in a male shape, right? Fuck.
Mhm.
Left-handed Jedi sent $20. Thank you, Jedi, and says, "We have your back, Ember." Actually, you guys rarely get my back because I'm always facing this way. I mean, it makes sense why I'm facing this way because the microphone's over here, but like, you know what I mean.
Mhm.
And Kelly sent us $1.99 saying, "Just a little love for you." Yay. So thanks to all of you folks. Thanks, Lil, for as always being my right-wing gal, and all of you for joining. It's
There's
been a
nowhere I'd rather
wild
be.
ride, but it's been kind of fun. And we
Mhm.
covered some shit that actually matters, which is always nice.
Mhm.
So yeah, there's
It's always
goodness.
a pleasure. I
Hell
love
yeah.
I love doing it.
Yeah. So remember, member stream tonight. Probable bonus show, but no absolute promises because time is weird and what does time mean anyway? Who knows?
Mhm.
But we do have I had the list of shows coming up. Thursdays is the ladies chat kind of show. So right. Tomorrow, pumpkin flavored hotties, Feminist Friday, blaming women, this is going to be a fun one, because there was this show, and I can't remember what it was called, but there were these two hosts, and they were both hateful, bitter bitches about everything in generally, but generally on the conservative side of things. They got into a fight with each other over pronouns. One of them was like, I just use a person's pronoun because I have more important shit to talk about. So I just say whatever the fuck they want to be called and move along with my day. And the other had a fucking meltdown. She was like, no, if it looks like a man, I'm calling it he. If it looks like a woman, I'm calling it. And they just exploded. So now the one lady, the more moderate lady, she runs a show by herself now. And she brings on guests who say shit like women ruined everything. So it's a feminist show talking about how horrible women are. So that'll be fun for Feminist Friday. Hope you join us for that.
Oh, fun.
Debate review on the weekend. Mark and I are going over Matt Dillahunty's favorite debate to watch. That should be quite interesting. Sunday show, maybe, who knows, asterisk, because that may end up being the bonus show. And then Monday, like I said, I've got programming scheduled all the way out to the end of the month. So I hope you join us. I hope you subscribe, because it makes me happier and it helps make sure this stuff shows up in your algorithm. So, win-win. And as always, remember, you don't have to blame all your troubles and insecurities as a man on your partner, because you are better than incels, I guess, and also religion.
Oh, yeah.
Toodles. Thanks to all our patrons and top-level members for October. Miranda, Karen Butcher, Jessica the Transmetal Alchemist, Robin Webster, Maya Adkison, Jimmy Tux, Ian Chen, Kalasia, Lilith, The Barely Bearable Atheist, Eric Wander, Jason Jacoby, Godless Engineer, Jester, Lil of All Trades, Deviant Outcast, and Kelly King, the Detroit Atheist Queen. And you can add your name here next month by signing up at patreon.com/betterthanember, or by joining Emberships here on YouTube at the Cinder level, which includes all the custom emojis, tons of member-exclusive content, member-only live streams, and a bunch of other stuff. I deeply appreciate all the supporters who keep this channel going. Thank you all so much. Because of you, we're building a wonderful community that I'm very proud of.
Just like a spark that's breaking out, can't make a stop.